Tired of going through in my mind, knowing God's a mind regulator. Telling everything that He says I am and where I am headed. Disbelief comes to destroy us, but I'm glad to know you have no power. I won't be afraid. Hey. Yo, we are over here. Come on. I didn't know how long that intro was. My God. Well, welcome back to Got Something to Say with Lynn Marie. I'm so excited that you guys have tuned in. Please do me a favor, like and share. But before we go anywhere, definitely, Father, we ask that you come in the room, have your way, Father. Word my mouth. Father, allow the conversation to be not only electrifying, Father, but it's altering, life altering, Father. It blesses someone, Father, and it glorifies and edifies you. Give you glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm going to give you guys an update since we last did my very first show. By the way, thank you for tuning in, sharing, liking. It did a major work. I want to say more than 3,000 views. I'm so grateful that you guys decided to lock in. If you don't, please follow my page, Lynn Marie, on Facebook and Lynn Marie on Instagram. And just a quick update. Prior to my first show, I had a job that I was working for, and I was asking God to do something different, and He did it. So your girl will be hired at Henry Ford Health System on November 20th. I start my very first day, so I'm so excited. So excited. I went in nervous, but I Colin was like, just be yourself. So decided to be myself on that, and I'm so grateful. On today, it's only befitting that I have my very first guest to be my husband, who has been a pusher in this particular season. He has pushed me to go past what I would normally go past, do what I kind of shelled myself to not do. He's just been pushing. So I introduce to you all Pastor Colin McCree. We're going to call him Colin on today because he's being the husband. So, hey.
What up, though?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming.
What's going on to all the listeners to I've Got Something to Say? We in this bad boy today.
Yes.
Yeah, we in this bad boy
How
today.
How you feeling?
I feel all right. Got a bad hair day, which I got this hat on. Outside of that, you know, everything's straight. Everything is straight. Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten to the point now to where I actually care. There was a time where I didn't care. Like, I would come out here, however my hair was looking is how my hair was going to be looking, whether I was at home, on at church, on screen, and everything like that.
What changed all that for you?
So it's a couple of things that happened.
Give me two.
I became a pastor. Now I started sinking in before that. You know what I'm saying? But when I got that platform, it started to change my mind. That's number one. Number two, I got sick and tired of y'all talking about me. Yeah, I got tired of y'all talking about me. And so for me, you know what I'm saying, it was like, dude, I'm over it. All right, I'm going to brush my hair. I'm going to find clothes that fits better. And then I started buying these clothes that were like 2X's and 3X's because I was a lot bigger than what I am now. And then I decided to lose some weight. And so now all the clothes that I just bought a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, swallows me whole. So now I got a whole different problem.
You look good, by the way. I'm so proud of you for maintaining, working out. We both been working out.
Yeah, you've been doing a good job.
You have your trainer, Tim. I have
You got your best friend, Justina.
Justina, shouts out to Tim and Justina. They've been working us like crazy. So, it's almost the end of the year. We got 2 months into the year.
Yep.
And we started changing a lot of what we do, how we do in our home, as far as finances, our health, and things of that nature. What is one area you haven't looked at yet that you need to change and you want to change within the 2 months?
Education.
Okay.
About 2 weeks ago, I've been, doing contract. Well, they don't. I've been doing contractor work for the past 2.5, 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And so the Lord has blessed us. We've been able to sustain. We've had some challenges and things of that nature here and there. But I thought to go back into the workforce. But with the experience that I have with almost 20 years work experience, I figured that I can get something higher than just the entry level positions, until I went for this job fair. When I went to this job fair, turned around and saw some things that I knew that I actually could do, and then was like, well, do you have a degree? No, I don't have a degree. And they told me, well, the only 2 things that you are actually qualified for are these 2 positions. Neither one of those things is what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And so my mindset was, well, if that's the case, just go back to school.
I'm proud that you're going back to school. So shouts out to you. What's one thing that you wish, outside of education, the finances, your health, what's one thing you pray is different come 2024?
My outlook on life and things, the Lord has kind of got me into this place to where He's dealing with me with perception and perspective.
It's been a good series too. So.
Yeah, I mean, as great and beneficial as it's been to the ministry, it's been that much, if not more, beneficial to me. You know what I'm saying? Perception being how we look at things, perspectives being how we think about things. You know what I'm saying? And the 2 really do correlate with one another. And I've learned that a lot of the decisions that I've made them with a mind that if I had a different perception and my perspective was different, then my behavior would have been different, which would have led me to different actions. So if you change your outlook, you'll change your thinking. You change your thinking, you'll change your behavior. You change your behavior, you'll change your actions. You change your actions, you'll change your results. And so when it comes down to that, I just learned last week doing this study about emotions. One of the things that I found out is that our emotions and our feelings are different. And so your emotion is literally a chemical that your brain sends out to the rest of your body. And then it takes 6 seconds from your emotions to turn into a feeling. And so in those 6 seconds, we literally have that amount of time to make a decision on how we're going to look at whatever it is that we're emotional about.
So a while ago,
Yep.
We had this moment where I was extremely emotional in my head, and
Well, you was in your feelings.
in my feelings, in my head as well,
Yeah.
because that's where a lot of things start. They're planted in your head first.
Absolutely.
And Colin does this thing where he'll take his hand and he'll rub his hand over my head, which allows me to calm my mental and whatnot. When it comes to a person who's dealing with emotions, not knowing how to decipher the 2, what's some advice, not as a friend, brother, and pastor, that you would give them on how to, I want to say, maintain, or how to, we use this term push past or suppress, but how would you help them or assist them and to carry through with that?
Well, the first thing is not pushing, passing, or suppressing anything. I'm a believer in embracing whatever it is that you feel. Okay. So if you're upset, accept the fact that you're upset. You know what I'm saying? If you're happy, accept the fact that you're happy. Now the question, after you accept whatever it is that you're feeling, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Because most times what we do is that we rest in whatever feelings that we have concerning the emotion that was present. but your emotion only lasts 6 seconds. The way you feel about something, which is your emotions, is the chemical reaction to whatever it is that you saw, because your emotions is based off of your senses, which is your perception, right? Your feeling is your perspective, how you feel about what you saw. Now that lasts longer than your emotion. So
why do you think that lasts longer?
Well, that's just professionally. That's just what the psychologists people say. The psychologists people say that your feelings last longer than the emotion, which actually makes sense.
It doesn't have to if people learn how to properly apologize.
Well, yeah, but see, that comes with maturity. You know what I'm saying? Most times, whatever our emotion is, we're gonna be in that feeling for however long we feel like being in that feeling. Even though, let's take a real a practical example. I broke my finger, my middle finger on my left hand. I was carrying the pew, slipped on uneven pavement, and the pew smashed my finger between the cement and the pew, ripped my whole nail out, right? It hurt. In that moment, I felt pain. There's no question. There's no question behind the pain that I felt. All right? But after a while, my finger wasn't hurting. There was no pain in my finger. And one day I was asleep, and literally I woke up to this throbbing feeling in my finger. And this is years later. I know my finger isn't hurting anymore. And so now what I'm experiencing is phantom pains. And most times what we do with our emotions and our feelings is that we take that 6 seconds that we have that emotion, and then we put that and project that to our feelings, to where literally you don't feel the way you feel, but it's the phantom pains. Oh, I remember when this happened. You know what I'm saying? Or I remember how I felt when it originally ain't nothing wrong with you. And there was a time where literally I had to tell myself, Colin, there is nothing wrong with you. I was holding my whole hand as if it was the very first day that it happened one day. And I'm like, but I'm in pain. No, you're not.
I tend to do that. And I know you can agree.
Yeah.
You got to just wave your hand.
You do.
But I do that a lot because some stuff it's just hurtful. And a lot of people have your perspective, your perception, where they can just, oh, you hit me, I'm good, I got over it, blah, blah, blah. And then you have those people that are like me, where it's like, I hold on, and until we have a sit down and come to Jesus moment, it's like, whatever. So I want to ask you a question.
Well, let me hit that real quick. You know, for it's not that I don't feel a certain type of way. It's, the real difference I think between me and you, and it has nothing to do with gender, is just that I choose the process the way I choose the process. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to have a sit down conversation, kumbaya, come to Jesus moment for anything or anybody. And I'm going to tell you why. Jesus never had one with Judas, and he would have forgave Judas had Judas lived. Think about this. Had Judas lived and decided not to kill himself because he was in his feelings about what he did, Jesus would have forgave him.
You don't think they would have had a conversation?
No, he didn't have a conversation with Peter.
He just put Peter back.
He did not have a conversation with Peter. Look at how this story went. Because the truth of the matter is, Peter and Judas both betrayed Jesus. The reason why we don't look at Peter as a betrayer, but we look at Judas as a betrayer, is because Peter had enough sense to live past his offense. And him and Jesus got it right, watch this, without ever having a conversation. This is what Jesus tells Mary, who came to look at, who came to see about Jesus. He says, go get my disciples and Peter. Because Peter has separated himself from all of the other 11. You know what I'm saying? And so when he decided, when he said, go get my disciples and Peter, that was the conversation that he had with himself, saying, I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not about to be mad. I forgive him. And Peter is never on record saying, I'm sorry.
So it's safe to say that we don't know how to
forgive,
not let alone forgive. We don't know how to allow space and grace for us to get back in alignment.
Correct.
In our original positions with someone.
I've told multiple people when it comes down to this whole forgiveness thing that we got to have room for restoration. We have to have room for restoration. Because if we don't have real room for restoration, then you really have to question whether or not the forgiveness is real. And I don't take I know there are some people who has the mindset of, I can forgive you and not be, and you not be in my space like that. All right. Well, how you know if you really forgive that person then?
If you can't be in
their space like that. You know what I'm saying? If you still feel the offense when you see that person, then you ain't forgave them.
Well, help us out, because a lot of us got that issue. So today I invited my husband because it's only proper to invite your husband to be your first guest. That's just me. That's me.
Is it?
Yes. Okay. I would, because I know how you are. I wouldn't have ever been your first guest. I'm just gonna be honest and be truthful. Truth sets you
Don't do
free.
me like that. When I've had other shows, you were a guest on my show.
But what I'm saying is, I'm speaking my perspective.
Your
right?
perspective, okay.
My perspective, Shundo.
I'll get that to you.
But
you funny.
I'm grateful that he decided to come on. So my other question to you.
Yep.
So we are getting ready to celebrate in a couple of months 1 year.
Yeah.
Of TWE being established.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I know this is extremely personal.
You're right. I think it's a mixed bag of emotions, if I could say it like that. One sense, I'm excited because we made it a year. This year went by fast as a mug too. But
we back at Thursday.
Right, that part. But I'm excited because we made it a year, and so that's I got feelings about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that the Lord sustained us. Now the other side of me is saying, all right, we made it a year. What now? What's next? What's the next thing? How do we progress? How do we move forward? How do we grow? How do we become, more healthy as a people and as a church? How do we, you know what I'm saying, get out of where we are with the mentality about Jesus and look at Jesus in a whole different light? Because if we're not doing this for him, then what we doing this for? Because Lord knows I ain't making no money doing this. You get what I'm saying? And so I think the fact that we're coming up on a year shows me how much more work that needs to be done, more so than just being excited that, oh, we made it a year. I'm not in the, maybe this will change soon, but I'm not in the celebratory stage yet to where I'm like, oh, I'm overly excited, we need to have a grand party, throw out the balloons, one for 1 year. No, I'm not at that place. I'm at the place to ask the question, what can I do in December that's going to affect February better?
We're going to take a commercial break at this moment.
Let's pay some bills.
That part, and make sure you like and share and tune back in.
Crime scenes and forensics, guns and money, police chases, sex, lies, and videotapes, murder and mayhem. You never know what to expect. Real people, real events. You can find it all here on Unreal Crime Stories with Mashiba Webb. Hey, it's your girl, none other than Mashiba Webb. I'm coming at you right now. Y'all see this, right? Mm-hmm. Well, get ready for the 4th season. And we are back for another Friday. August 25th, 6 p.m., right here on Soul TV. Sit back, relax, just chill, tune in, sit back, relax, just chill, tune in. Mashiba. Don't forget to download the Soul TV app on your Roku TV to catch all of our shows.
Welcome back to I Got Something to Say with Lynn Marie. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you're just now tuning in, like and share. And I have my special guest, my husband, Pastor Colin McCree.
What on?
Before I ask you any questions, this is now the time where I get to do what I want to do on my show, and it's be corny.
And the bad thing is that I actually have to deal with this in the house.
Okay, so first joke.
Yep.
What did the janitor say when he jumped out the closet?
What just came to my head wasn't right.
Supplies!
Did you just say supplies? Oh, wow.
Number 2.
How many of these
What
are
did
there?
baby corn say to mama corn? Where's popcorn? Woo! Now, hey,
That was all right.
Don't be talking trash, okay?
That was
These
all right.
are good
I ain't
ones.
gonna hold you up.
These are good ones on today,
That
okay?
was all right.
I thought I searched and searched. Like they searched for Jesus, I searched. All right, last one.
I
You
don't
ready?
know about that first one. That one's all right.
That was good.
That was good.
Surprise.
You know, I got it.
You ready for the last?
I did not get it. Yeah, I got it.
What do you call a poor Santa Claus?
Oh, shoot. That's most of us around Christmas.
Saint Nicholas.
I ain't got 5 cents. I got you.
Y'all, let me tell y'all.
The fact that this tickles you the way it does,
Because
that's what gets me.
I stumbled across this. Shouts out to Kellen Brooks, Mr. Drew.
Yeah. Damon Drew, Elder Damon Drew. Yeah.
They and Eric, Elder Jared Lott. They got me endorsed in this dad's group jokes. It's so funny to me. I love them. Laughter is good for the soul. Make sure you go back.
It is.
And if you got some jokes, tag me, let me know, inbox me. I will say them on air.
Yes,
okay?
you will.
Period. Point blank.
Yes, you will.
All right. So
I'm just glad we ain't in the knock joke phase every Monday.
I'm gonna do knock jokes again. I'm gonna do that on the next one. So
I said every Monday. I'm happy. You was not knocking jokes and doing
but
knock
here's the thing.
jokes.
It was helping people. But this is what life is
For
about.
9 hours?
Helping people. Yeah. Oh, I was only doing it for 5.
Oh, only for 5. Yeah.
But
all right.
It's about helping people. So with that being said, you are husband, pastor, elder son. What's your goal for 24 on how you're gonna balance it all?
I have no clue. The goal is to balance it all. Now, how I'm gonna do it, or how that's gonna be done, I don't know. Listen. I had problems with my calendar this year.
Shouts out to Erica.
Real talk, because she held it down. You know what I'm saying? I had messed myself up a couple of times, and she kind of came in after Erica said what only she could say. You know what I'm saying? And kind of got me together real quick. But yeah, the whole balance thing is something that I've been having concerns with, because then when it comes down to balance, it comes down to prioritizing. What comes first? What comes second? How much time should you have for this versus that versus this over here? And then I'm talking about adding in another component to this soon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm at the point now to where it's like, oh, you only got 24 hours in a day, and I feel like all 24 hours is being taken up. And I'm like, hey, what pills is out there to keep you woke? Because sleep is not an option right now. You know what I'm saying? If I can make it, when I was 20, in my 20s, I can make it on 2 hours a day. It ain't like that no more.
You in your 30s.
Ah, man, what?
Bruh.
And I feel it. You know what I'm saying?
You peaking up that. You peaking to 40.
No, I'm climbing a mountain now.
Climbing.
You talking about peaking 40. You peaking 40.
Yep.
You got your
beautiful.
hand. You got your hand on the door about to open
months.
it. You know what I'm saying? Looking
2
through the
months.
crack, talking
And she
about what
fine.
this look like.
And she
What
fine
this
with
look
it.
like. I ain't saying that she wasn't, but you
Okay.
about to be up there.
All right, in 2 minutes, answer this question. If you can give advice in this order: husbands,
Mm-hmm.
pastors, ministers of the gospel, in that order, what would the advice be? First marriage to a husband.
First marriage to a husband.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would give this advice to, and this is the same advice that I give when I have to do marriage counseling to husbands. Is know and understand who you absolutely are. The one thing you can't do is try to figure out who you are inside of a marriage.
It does not work.
Because it don't work. You know what I'm saying? Because you taking on, for some of us, you're taking on not just the wife, but you're taking on whatever the wife has. Like, so if the wife has kids, you got a ready-made family. And so the one thing you don't need to be is unsure of yourself when you have people depending on who they believe you to be, because this is what you represented. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be true to self and be true to who you are. You got to take off that mask. If you talking about being a husband, you got to take off your mask before you get married, and just lay yourself out on the table and say, this is what I need the Lord to grow me as a, you said, a husband, pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that your calling is certain. We got too many bastard churches out here right now for anybody to be just starting a church thinking that they can just do it. If the Lord didn't call you to it, stay your happy tail where you at, because this ain't the type of walk that you should be walking thinking that everything is just going to be the glitz and the glamour. And if you're doing it because you don't want to be led, because we got a lot of people who start in churches because they don't want to be led by people. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to have a group of people who just don't want to be led. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. If we don't know who your spiritual father is because ain't nobody claiming you, when it comes down to you, ain't nobody going to claim you either.
Safe. So you go first. Will you in? Third, ministers of the gospel. Because you was about to.
I could talk about that all day.
Yeah, that's a subject for you.
Now, ministers of the gospel, I mean, be saved. That's it. To all of the ministers, missionaries, evangelists, elders, whatever your specific title of choice is, deaconess, all of that stuff that comes with all the grandeur of church, right? At the end of the day, our main responsibility is to live holy and to live saved. Now, does that mean that you ain't gonna make mistakes and ain't gonna make, no, that ain't what that means. It does mean, however, that we got to have a heart like David, to where we're always repentant. And the biggest difference between David and Saul, because both were kings, the biggest difference between David and Saul, and why David was forgiven and Saul was not, is because David had a sincere, repentant heart and Saul didn't. We got people who are in the body of Christ who believe that they can live however they want to live and do whatever they want to do inside of the church, and it's just not a true statement.
Not at all.
It's not a true statement. It is not something that is endorsed by God, and it's not something that I necessarily talk about a lot. I don't preach on this all the time. I preach on it when I go out to other churches. I don't understand that, but God give me what He give me, right?
You do different.
But it's not like I'm a you going to hell type preacher, because I'm not. However, that is the reality. If there's somebody who needs to know that there is a heaven and a hell, it's the people who are in ministry. We need to know that there's a heaven. And I deal with, and this is probably why I do what I do in the pulpit. When I talk to other people of the faith, and I know I'm talking to other people of the faith and other leaders of the faith, then I'm looking at you different than the person who's coming off the street trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? We got to, I'm not going to say pacify, but we got to train them from the beginning, But if you've been in this thing as long as I've been in this thing, and you working in this church as long as I've been working, as hard I've been working in this church, then we ain't having no pacifying conversation. It's a, hey, bro, hey, sis, guess what? You keep doing what you're doing, you ain't going to make it in, and I'm not going to feel bad for you.
Now, to a degree, I feel like even the sinner has been introduced to Christ. So the sinner has some knowledge or wherewithal of right and wrong, biblical sense, or biblical, some type of biblical acknowledgement, as to know that.
I used to believe that. But that's not necessarily the case. Now, everybody who's heard the name of Jesus, right, or has been told that Jesus saves, because that's really the only thing you need in order for you to be qualified to go to which one you're going to. True. Right? You need to know that Jesus saves and he can save your soul, and you don't have to continue to live in sin or where you are. Right? Not everybody who's heard that message has cracked open the Bible. Not everybody had the we are no longer living in a day to where we could say that our grandmama brought us to church. These grandmamas that are 15 years older than their grandchild. You know what I'm saying? You know, you 30, the person is 30, the mama is 15, and then the child is 1 month old. You know, by the time they 45 and the kid is 15, their grandmama may not be bringing them to church because they not going. You get what I'm saying? They granddaddies may not be going. They mom and dad, you know what I'm saying, may not be going. So I can't say that this generation that's coming up, you know, has a knowledge or understanding of what the Holy Bible is or what it looks like outside of seeing it. You know what I'm saying, on their phone app. Extent, you know? Yes. And so with those individuals, other than the fact that they just want to be right for the ones who are trying to be right, you gotta work with them. You got to give them. I can't start in Genesis with them because that ain't gonna teach them how to live. I got to start in Corinthians, or I got to start in Romans, because those are the two books. If you want to learn about salvation, those are the two books that's gonna keep you saved. You know what I'm saying? If you have a Roman biblical knowledge, then you got enough to know how to get to heaven. If you didn't read 1 Corinthians, correct? You know what I'm saying? You got enough to know how to make it in. You know what I'm saying? And so with those individuals, you just gotta work with them. But everybody else though, who been in this thing like I've been in this thing, that's like being on the job for 30 years. No, let's not say 30. That's like being on the job for 10 years, right? And you not know the policy and procedure. Why don't you?
Because you didn't study it, you didn't.
Because we both been in the same place.
We all tend to just read over the fine print or fill out we go through now they have it on the computer where you just got to go through the whole thing, and then at the end you check off, yeah, I read it, knowing you didn't, and then you sign. Right. So,
but after 10 years you didn't heard enough talk to where you know it by mistake.
Yeah, or you just, you know what I'm saying, a good retainer. And some people are not good retainers.
I get that too.
So
you retain enough to know how to drink though. I'm not judgmental. I'm really not. I'm not judgmental.
It's okay. It's your opinion. It's your perspective.
Yeah. I'm just a realist. You know, we got a lot of excuses on why we don't do right. We ain't got enough excuses on why we do.
Y'all, we don't tape at TWE, and if you guys
probably
just
for good
hear
reason.
This series, it will bless your soul. Like, I want to say, and this is just for me. I wasn't here this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, I literally was in the back crying, asking God to change my heart and give me a heart to be receptive to the people and the people's needs, to the degree where somebody did it for me. When we were going through, somebody did it for us, and that thing hit me when he was preaching. It hit me. I was in the back repenting, because I do want to be right. I do want to have that mental state where I'm doing what he asked me to do with no restrictions, no limitations, no boundaries of doing what he asked me to do and doing it correctly. And we don't tend to do that. I want to my goal is to always give a quote of the day, the quote of the week, not day, but the quote of the week. It goes to Deonka Allen. She is from BRL. She used to live here. She is a Houston Texian. Is that even right? She resides in Texas.
I'm about to say, she resides in Texas. She's a Detroiter for the rest of her life.
A saint and sister. Shouts out to Deonka Allen. And she says
beautiful soul.
This: every next level of your life will require a different version of you. Agree or disagree?
Yeah. I agree with that.
I agree with that. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that statement.
Well, then again, I am a Gemini, so that sounds good to me anyway.
Help us, Holy Ghost. Gemini's in the room. Oh, Lord. So.
All right, you better watch out. We support our own in here.
The Lord is kind. You guys, I want to shout out. I'm going to be doing this because I started doing it. I took a trip to Indiana. Shouts out to Pastor Henry and Lady Joy Henry. Went to their church, and someone was like, don't really watch TV. Just start reading a book. Shouts out to Crystal Hickenbottom. She gave me this idea. And you guys, this book right here, The Big Leap.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. It was so, the just 2 chapters that I read so far is really, really good. And it's pretty much talking about how to level up your life, how to take control, how to get to that next level, get to that bag, and make sure you're doing proper steps to maintain getting to your bag, studying your craft, reigniting the stuff that you used to do within your craft when you first started out. Always not so much as reinventing, but making sure you know everything regarding your skill and honing in on that thing. So check out that book. Colin got it, but
it's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And the tag on the back is "Remove the last obstacle to ultimate success."
It's really good. The introduction and the first 2 chapters are amazing. So that is the book of the month for me. So
is that a bestseller? Does that say that?
I believe so. On Amazon it did. And then I want to shout out 2 businesses. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? One is in the room. But I'm shouting out She Boutique.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my sister, Ebony McCree. She has these shirts, you guys, where she's doing She Is, and it says something amazing. And she teamed up. Collaboration. It works, you all. It works. It works. Collab with somebody in this season. They need your help and you need their help. You never know. And she teamed up with, I always say this wrong. I always say it wrong, Lord. Erica Colston, Fly Creations.
That's not it.
I said it wrong.
Yeah.
What is it? I always forget Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Me neither. And she do stuff for me. And
It's FFC, Flying
Fresh Creations.
Who actually made that particular?
She did.
She made
the
that
shirt.
shirt,
This
right?
is She Is Anointed. Let me tell you, when I went to my sister's house yesterday, she literally was crying. She said, that girl is stuck with me. This is what she said. She said, she is stuck with me. I didn't get her no bags to put these in. I ain't tell her to put no size on. I ain't told her to put no size on it. And you guys, Erica packages everything she does.
She does.
She makes sure it's professionally done. She did, and Ebony wouldn't let me take that one. But she did a puff print.
What's that?
It's more like a 3D vinyl. It doesn't lay flat. It's got texture to it, so it actually is raised up off the shirt.
Oh, so you can feel on it.
Why you have to do that though?
What are we talking about?
You feel on it. What was that?
So I mean, it ain't my fault that my hand. Listen, see, y'all ain't gonna be saying that when I lose these titties. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just. I'm sorry, we don't say that on your show. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Man breast. I apologize.
It's fine. But anyway,
I'm just so used to my hands just
okay,
going there.
let me
I'm
just
sorry.
be honest. This is what I appreciate about me and my husband. Colin and I.
It ain't my fault that my hands just went there.
Colin and I are some
I guess
of the.
it is, but
Colin and I are weird, honest. I love our relationship. We make each other laugh, and I'm grateful that our laughter has increased in the past, year? Couple of months?
yeah.
Give or take. Our laughter has increased. He's just, I said it on Facebook, he does it for me. Even in the annoying states and stuff like that. 'Cause y'all women, we know. Wives, we know. We get on their nerve, but I don't think they think they get on our nerves. And it's just, it's hilarious unto me. I have a witness in the house. And when Erica get married, when Erica has boyfriend, Erica like, yep, I understand the sentiment that men do get on women's nerves and then be then they want to act like they don't. But the Lord is kind. Okay, He is so kind, and all that great good stuff.
It's not that I can't rebuff, but I'm gonna use wisdom because I'm
I
outnumbered.
appreciate you.
If I had one more person down here, though, boy, just one. I don't need
I
two.
know if Mr.
if I
Webb
had
was down
one
here, he'll
more
probably
person
agree
down
with you.
here,
Like,
man,
y'all are some. I know we are annoying. I know we can do certain things, but
it'd be a
I'm
whole
grateful.
different conversation.
I'm grateful that we know at the end of the day we work. We
Yeah.
work well together. You work, you rock, and you work with your mate, your spouse. I didn't answer this question, but for the new year, I am turning 40 in January.
Yes, you are.
And I still look
The big 4-0
good.
going into another decade.
Is this your way of
10 years from being a half a century.
you gonna keep going?
Boy,
You gonna keep going?
I'm just saying.
You gonna keep going?
You're on the other side of the mountain.
That's fine. You climbing it though.
Hey, listen, I want to keep climbing. That means I'm living.
I'm
This
not
ain't a
talking about
bad
that
thing.
mountain. I'm talking about that other mountain.
Oh, well,
Shondo, Shabbai. But for
I
the
didn't have
new
dry
year,
days before.
what?
What? I said, well, you want to talk about that? Never mind.
Where's
I
you
missed
at, man of God?
I missed it. Y'all scratch
It
that.
went over you.
It did. There's too
Rough
many
Rider.
mountains. There's too many mountains that we're talking about.
Cause
It's
I
too
want
many
you
mountains.
to stay in, stay in, okay?
All right.
Stay in and stay around this one. Stay in.
You
But-
turning 40. Yeah, that's a great accomplishment.
For the new year, I am looking to. This is something that is not for everybody, but for me, I want to provide the grace that I've been given. That's something that I've been asking God to help me with, work on. I feel like we ask a lot of other people that we're not willing to distribute ourselves. Do this, and be this way, and be this way. And as soon as it's you on the front end of that, you don't know how to provide it. So my prayer and my song in my heart has been, Lord, provide me the grace that you've given me to provide to other people. I also, because I am, losing weight, we went to a pastoral gala, and my best friend had to literally pin me.
Yeah.
Because my dress was too
big.
And so
Which-
it doesn't feel like it.
Which a
but
year ago,
I was
it fit completely
perfectly.
different. Yeah.
But I'm grateful that
It's a good
I'm
problem.
losing the weight. My mental capacity is increasing to, I really want to, not just because I'm a first lady, because I feel like, and I will forever feel this way, we have these stigmas about first ladies that are just rude and obnoxious, but the Lord is kind. And I just want to be a little bit more soft-hearted with wisdom, to where it's not misconstrued that I am yet still Lynn Marie McCree, the wife. Amen. And I'm gonna leave it there. But I want to walk
I'm not
in.
touching that.
I want to walk in a pool of grace in Jesus' name. I'm grateful that you guys tuned in. I just wanted to have a candid conversation with my husband. Most people, when they see us, it's one of them, and I want to touch on it just for a second. It's relationship goals and stuff like that, and you never know what people are going through. And 13 years of doing this thing called marriage, called life with Colin, has had its ups and downs, roller coasters, but the one thing I'm grateful is that we've both made a mindset that we wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. We've had other couples to reach out to us and say, hey, keep pressing and keep going. We watching you guys. And it's like, after a while, I think we had this conversation, sometimes it becomes a little overbearing because, bro, we all got stuff going on, and I understand it's how we handle it, but what I would like to do on this show is to have those conversations with people, have conversations that'll help you and not hinder you, but make sure you have enough tools and some good laughter, good conversation to say, you know what, if she can, if they can, I can, and I can keep going. Yeah. So, one last thing, say something, and then I'm going to do my ending. because we got to go out of here. We got some more stuff to do. So, what would be an encouraging word just to the people at large?
Listen, just keep going. No matter what's going on and what you're doing. The only way you know you're going to fail is if you give up. You know you're going to fail if you give up. But what if you keep pressing and you get that second win? That moment when you say that I don't think I can do it, or I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. Yep. If you took an extra push and you get that second win, find out where you can go with that second win. Find out what you can do with that second boost of energy, and just keep going. Just keep going. Keep pressing. All right. The Lord is with you wherever you go. Praying for you guys. Love you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
You're more than welcome.
Wise.
All right. So at the end of every show, you guys know what happens. We honor someone.
Yeah.
On today, I am gonna take a little small little liberty to honor these women, because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I made a post. Gonna shout them out really quickly. So, I have Miss Jennifer Brown, Joe Fuller, Dacia Bowers, Sandra D. Jackson, Aretha Bidden, Eva Hickman, which is our sister's mom, Crystal Hickenbottom, Monique Ashley, Nicole Barnett, Sandra Owens, Niecy Amoson, and Julia Fearing. God bless you guys. Awesome that the Lord keeps having his way in healing and doing what he knows to do best. We know him to be an amazing healer. If you know anybody that's been battling cancer or whatever the case may be, go on my page, reach out to these women, get their stories on how they were able to mentally go through this thing. If there are probably some we know just recently overcame it twice. So just reach out to these women, get you some encouragement. If you need encouragement and you're going through this battle, we don't want you to go through that battle alone. You have some help, okay? And last but not least, we want to honor 5 for 5 himself tonight. We honor Mr. Craig Mizell. Woo! Mr. 5 for 5, you guys. He is a husband, a father. He is a producer, songwriter, arranger. He's just been overall a good brother. And he's been encouraging, motivating. He's been doing things to where even if you don't have relationship with him by any means, you see him on social media encouraging somebody to keep going, keep being motivated. So shouts out to Craig Mizell. I want you guys to love on him. Go to his page, blow it up. We love him. We have a little gift bag for him and all that great good stuff. Shouts out to our previous we honor, which was Florence Smith of Joy Quartet. We love you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure by all means you maintain your peace, your position, and your protection in God. All right, love you guys.